3, 2, 1. Welcome to the Forex Trading Show. Forex trading live every weekday morning. Real trades, real profits, zero analysis. Set back, relax, and get ready to profit. And now, your host, Terry from FXWithTerry.com.
Forex Trading Live. I'm back. My internet was down. I'm back. Got a brand new satellite dish for Starlink. Isn't it interesting that people still manually trade? Most of the time spent in the Forex market is from people staring at charts and analyzing charts. You can still find analysis videos on YouTube where some guy or gal looks back in history and goes, well, look how the price went straight up right here. If you had just bought based off of all these indications, because now the prices went 1,000 pips up, you would have made a lot of money. Everyone's doing it. Now, they're either extremely dumb and don't understand the fact that they're looking back at historical data and have no idea which way it was going to go at that moment. So we trade with an algorithm that does it automatically for us. Now, the trade you're looking at on the screen will scare your average dummy Forex trader. They will look at this and freak out. But we trade the market. These trades never lose. There's a couple ways you can lose. Use the wrong broker that jacks up your spread just before it takes profit. They'll get you on that one. Or potentially overanalyze the charts, freak yourself out. This is simply mathematics. It's the same thing with gambling. And gambling sounds like, oh, that's a dangerous thing because people get addicted to it. Why do they get addicted to it? Because they're winning, right? It's a dopamine hit. The thing we're looking at here is this Euro USD trade. We've been in this, if I look at the date, since the 1st. It is currently the 10th. 10 days we've been in this trade. I don't control the market, nor do you. Someone might look at this that is basically a losing trader and say that this is not a great trade. This is an incredible trade. This is going to be massively profitable. In fact, we'll look at my overall system results that were massively profitable today. On a normal day, it's making $200-300. Today, over $2,000 so far. So it's not about drawdown that you see at the top of the screen, $2,831 in drawdown. It's not about that. That means it's using, the system is using, on this particular trade, $2,880 right now. It's using that to trade. As far as a current closure, there's not. We've been in this trade for 10 days. If you're the kind of person, and here's what the over-analyzers do. They're like, you've been in this trade for 10 days? That's terrible. Oh, because someone made you to believe that every time you get into a trade, you should only be in it for a certain amount of time because you have the ability to predict the market. You don't. It has pushed against on this. And in fact, I shouldn't say against. We trade this direction against the trend so we can scale into it and be more profitable on a pullback. So let's look at the chart here. This is Euro USD. We had some major CPI price index news this morning, high impact news. Let me zoom in just a little bit here. So you can see where we entered up here. Let me get my marker working here so I can mark this up. We entered up here. The take profit is down here now. So obviously here's our price. We just need a little bit of a pullback to make this happen. And it's going to be extremely profitable, just like a lot of the other ones are. What's interesting is here it is Thursday for the week. Monday, Tuesday, from what I understand, is there was no news, no high impact news. The markets moved massively against all of the prices, all of the currencies. And I was looking at it going, I don't know why. Someone said hurricane. I'm like, really? They're going to move they're going to move the currency price? Listen, I don't care why. What I care about is I'm in a trade and we're going to manage it and we're going to make this happen. And this is all automated. Now, as we get a little bit deeper, I do have a question from a member talking about being able to manipulate their own take profit price on their own trades. We'll talk about how that, we'll speculate, pontificate. We will look at how that could be done. It's not the smartest idea to trade against the algorithm like that, but we'll talk about how that could be done. And frankly, there are just better ways to trade and better ways to manage instead of just saying, well, my broker gives me terrible spreads during news events. So if my algorithm takes profit during a news event and your broker gives you terrible spreads, you're probably going to come out break even or in the negative or not as much profit as you could have got. Well, the first answer to that is get a better broker. But let's move on with this. 10 days we've been holding this trade. It doesn't, you can see right here, it doesn't take much for it to pull back and get profitable. As far as history goes, if we look for the week, nothing's closed for the week because, well, $5, right? Because we have been holding this trade for 10 days. If you look for the month, $2,077.33, if I erase my scratch on the screen there, you're going to see that probably will be the profit amount from this trade in play right now. So we'll probably double profits. It's only the 10th by the time this closes. Is it going to close this week? I really thought it would last week, Euro USD, with the NFP, the non-farm payroll. I really thought we'd get more push towards closing here today on the high impact CPI news. We didn't. If you zoom in, you can see what the news did here. The news event had huge wicks at the top. This is the 30-minute chart. A huge wick at the bottom. Talk about indecision. They didn't know which way to go. And that's probably a good fact because that means they're not ready to push up towards take profit. We did recently have an additional buy added in here. And what that did was it's not intended to wreck your account. It's intended to bring the take profit price closer to where the current price is. And it did that exactly. If I go to like the 4-hour chart, you can see it here. Take profit price, take profit line is right up here. And we're really not that far. We're really not that far. Getting a lot of indecision, sideways movement before and after this news event. I'm not going to sit here and guess. I think it's so interesting to me. Let me go off on a side tangent here. You have to understand your own psychology as a human being. You have to understand your fears. You have to understand why you do things. A lot of people just do dumb things, right? Bad decisions. How many people do I see in my personal life just make bad decisions? Most of them. I'm not saying I make perfect decisions. I'm not making those dumb, bad decisions. So a dumb, bad decision is what people do is they love, and it perplexes me. They love, and you can watch this, they love watching Forex people on YouTube analyze the charts. The moment I see a person go back in time and tell you what happened with this particular candle movement, it's over. You're an idiot. I'm being a little harsh here, aren't I? No, you're an idiot, right? Drive off a cliff, you're an idiot. Looking back at history and calling out what happened is the largest manipulation and brainwashing you will see in Forex in our lifetime. I'll say it again. The moment someone goes back in time in history, let's just do it. Let's scroll back in time over here, way over here, back on the 6th. If you look at this candle movement, if you had just sold right here when the price went down, man, would you have been profitable. And you would have known to sell right here because of this 3-bar move. The up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, sideways, sideways wick move, if you can memorize that, is what launched this price reduction. The moment you see them saying that to you, you have to run. And here's the reason I'm leaning on this right now. I've noticed that my results driven, here's the trade we're in, here's the results we get, here's the results you can get. It is fucking boring to the level that no one is really interested in watching it. Perplexes the hell out of me. But you go look at a video. You go look at a video where a guy is talking about the history of a current trade, and he goes back in time and tells you the 3-bar, 2-wick play on the flag formation shape, and that if you'd have bought right there, it would have made you $1 million. They've lost their mind. It's like it's not exciting to see an actual trade we're in. It's not exciting to see profits. I'm kidding. I kid you not. Go look at all the videos that forecast and analyze. Hundreds, thousands of views. I just Googled one a couple days ago where I went to YouTube and I said, USD forecast, US dollar forecast. Video after video. Here's what it's at, and here's a current support level, and here's the price, and here's resistance, and here's... My God, the amount. And you know what? And people sit there and stare at it. I don't really understand it. It's got to be an IQ thing. I talk about that quite a bit. I don't understand why that's exciting to you, as opposed to looking at a trade. Yeah, we're deep in this one. We're deep in this one. Here's the thing, though. You could enter this trade right now, a buy trade, and you'd be massively profitable. Because guess what? My system has given you the take profit price. 1.09664 is what it is right now. Yes, it updates if we go deeper into the trade. Yes, the lot size has increased. But as long as you start out with a realistic bid and add, even if you're taking these trades manually, you don't have to take every one of them. But you do have to kind of keep up with this. You can't take the first one and none of the other ones, especially when the take profit price updates and pulls back through. The take profit, like none of these last few trades here are not going to be profitable, but they're not going to be in that much drawdown when the overall system takes profit. They're going to be a lot less because the take profit's moving in that direction. And all of these down here are going to be massively profitable. This will be a very profitable trade. It's simply mathematics. Simply mathematics. When I go to the casino, I win and I play the mathematics. When I lose a bid, I increase. I lose again, I increase. I lose again, I increase. So I have enough bankroll. Maybe I do this a lot. I want to go in and I want to make $100. Just want to make $100, buy myself lunch, take care of whatever I'm spending, that day for food or something. I'll go to the casino, but I'll take a $2,000, $3,000 bankroll. I'll put $3,000 on the table. I'll start out at maybe a $10, $15 bet. I'll double it if I lose, double that if I lose. So I go $15, lose, $30, lose, $60, lose, $120, lose, $240. I win all of the money back that I lost, plus the original bet of $15. And I just keep doing that. As long as my bankroll's big enough to be able to lose 7, 8, 9, 10 times in a row, but still win, then that's the same thing we're doing with, it's just odds, it's statistics, it's just math. If you go around going, well, I don't like this, I would have rather entered a sell trade in this particular scenario, you wouldn't be able to predict it. You wouldn't. Forex movement is purely random. It's random. It's the same with rolling the dice in a gambling game. It's random. There are statistics, there are odds. Some numbers roll a little bit more than others, but it's random. And as long as you understand that and you can get into the algorithm and bid a realistic amount, whereas if it does this, the market runs hard against you. These are actually, I've designed the system to do this. I want it to do this. Okay, this isn't some sort of, we're not having a good trade. This is a beautiful trade. This is what I want it to do. Because we're going to get that pullback and that bounce, and it's going to be massively profitable. I have no problem in this scenario with a $2,500 drawdown and a 5,000% margin level. Beautiful. I'm not going to take any more currency pair trades. I'll take more trades on this one. I'll start hedging if I need to. That's literally the trade management technique. If this goes too far, if my margin level percent comes down to 1,000, let's say, because I gamble and I take risk, I will hedge and just stop it from bleeding. Typically what happens if you've waited that long, by the time you hedge, it starts going in your direction anyway. So now the hedge can go negative. That's why you need to manage it. You need to set a really tight stop loss on your hedge. What I do is I set a stop loss, and then I bring it really close. I may even bring it up into a little bit of profit just to cover the fees for entering that hedge, and it protects my account. I just need the protection during the rotation as the price starts to come back in the direction that I want. I get out. I don't let it go any farther if my account can't handle it. And again, it's my account. It's not the system. It's whether my account can handle it. So let's go on and look at some more results here. Let me take you to the pause screen. I'm going to go look at the overall algorithm here. Let me pull it up. Some pretty impressive results. I'm going to show you this. Normally what we do is I look at the market, and this is the my overall system monitor account right here. Right? This is monitoring everything. This is every trade that's in play. So I look at the drawdown. Right now, as I show you this, we're at $5,000 drawdown. I then go look at the profit, which we'll look at in a minute here. Normally, our drawdown has been what? On the overall system, on this particular monitoring account, it's been, anywhere from $250 to $600, maybe $1,000, right? It was $15,000 drawdown yesterday. That means the market was pushing hard against, and we're using that money from a leverage standpoint to basically be in all of these trades. 22 currency pairs is what I trade. We're obviously not trading all 22 right now. I could count how many. What are we trading? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 pairs, 11, 12 pairs out of 22. So we're trading about half of them. These are all of the trades in the algorithm right now, and they will all be profitable. It's just, the thing is, we don't control the market. The market acts so wacky. It's going sideways for a week. Then all of a sudden, every currency pair on the earth tanks and goes through the floor. You have to trade what they give you. There is no best way, better entry, better way. This is, I will guarantee you, the number one way to trade Forex. I've never been more profitable ever in my life trading any other system other than what I'm providing to you right here. So history-wise, check this out. Normally about $200, $300, $400 profit for the day on the monitoring account on the overall system. Right now we're at $2,369.97. That's impressive. That is what? 5-6 times what we would normally make. That just shows the amount of volume. And then the news, the CPI news this morning, the price index, what is that? Consumer price index news, high impact news, really affected the market, and it closed a ton of these trades that we were holding on to. A ton of them. So that's pretty amazing. Like if I look at this AUD JPY, we were in this trade, just today. So it was a relatively short trade. If I go back a little farther, like NZD USD, we were in it Made a lot of money on NZD USD. Let me scroll back. We were in a ton of trades. Let's see the most recent. So so on the 2nd, we held that trade, what, about 8 days, 9 days, something like that. So even though a lot of those were negative, the overall basket of trades on NZD USD was massively profitable. I mean, that's why we, look at the most recent NZD USD closure was $1,271, and then $1,000, and almost $900, and $700, and $500. So all of that adds up to overcome any sort of negative. That's what the market delivered us. There were some people that were worried about that trade. I can kind of talk about it a little bit technically. What people said was, my broker jacked up the spread. I want to be able to control and change my take profit. Well, when you're copying this from my system, typically the fastest way to copy these trades is to not accept the copy to your account of the take profit price. It's not needed, because when it closes and takes profit on my end, the copy system sends the close to your account and it closes your trade. The reason it's faster to not copy the take profit is that if you're in 20 trades on a currency pair and it goes into the 21st trade, it's going to change and update, modify the take profit on all previous 20 trades. So it's going to be like ding, 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 ding. So it takes some time and resources. If you're not updating that take profit price on your own account, if you're not copying it, you've sped up the process by 50, 60% or more. So you want speed. So when mine closes, yours will close, right? That's how the copy works. You don't need to copy the take profit. If you said, I want a different take profit on my trades, you're in a dangerous scenario now. What's happening is you're willing to trade with a broker that's going to jack your spread up higher than they should. The brokers I recommend don't. They increase the spread during high impact news. They don't jack it up so far because they can see your take profit price, and they'll jack up the spread so your take profit is not profitable. They'll do that. You have to be aware of that. The brokers I work with, the brokers I have, they don't do that. If they do it, it doesn't affect what we're doing in what we're doing. So I'm not saying that higher jacked up spread doesn't reduce profits a little bit, but it shouldn't end you in negative. So let's say you decided you want a different take profit than my system. You'd have to turn the copier off, which takes some technical know-how, stop trading, right? You might be able to tell it to only manage what's open right now, don't take any more trades. But at that point, you're absolutely experimenting, because the copy system, if you've not used those technical aspects, may or may not work in the way that you think they're going to work. If you turn the copier off and my algorithm sends an additional trade that you don't get, I will guarantee you, since you didn't copy the take profit, which I'm not suggesting you should or have to, when mine takes profit, it's going to take profit at it's going to shut all yours down, because mine shut down at take profit, but you're not going to have that final trade or the additional trade. So the way to truly manage your account is, if you've overtraded, is to hedge each currency basket. If you're a excessive trader where you're trading the entire algorithm at a high lot size and you got a bunch of pairs, like if you're trading the full system and you have 5 pairs that have all went against you hard and you're trying to hedge 5 different baskets of trades, you're probably in trouble. Turning it off, altering the take profit, probably not going to help you. The idea is to manage your account at a respectable enough bid for your account that all of the automation has enough money to trade. And maybe that's a good way to look at it. It's like, you just got to give the system enough money to trade. And you have to expect that the market's going to go way against. My system loves to trade that. It loves to trade against the trend and take profit on the pullback. Loves it. Takes some money, takes some balance to do that. But here's the thing. What are the alternative options? If you don't think I've traded every system, every indicator, every bot, obviously not everyone on the face of the earth, but I've tested thousands in my 8 years of doing this. Thousands of them. this is the number one way to trade. Nothing beats this. Nothing beats the algorithm and the mathematics that we use. Nothing. I continue to look, but I've slowed down looking a lot because I'm like, nothing comes close to this. This system always wins. There's a nuance to it. You have to bid based off of what your account allows you to bid. If you're like, well, I've got a little teeny tiny account, I'm trading $500, $1,000. I can only bid, the minimum bid 10 cents. I'm not making that much. Well, because you don't have that much balance to trade with. You need some balance to trade with. Hell, I have $40,000, $50,000 live accounts myself that the max bid is like a 5x or an 8x. So that's a 50 cent to an 80 cent initial bid, and then it will increase from there. I'm not trying. If I have a $50,000 account, I'm not trading $50,000. The $50,000 in the account gives me security and leverage from my balance. And I'll trade on a $50,000 account. I'll trade $10,000, $15,000, maybe 20, right? I'll trade inside of that. I'm not trying to run it into the ground, but you can if you want to. You can gamble that hard. One of the best gambles with my system, and we will go look at it after we look at the results, is trading. Having my algorithm send you one currency pair and trade it to fruition. Trade it to profit every time. It's called OPP, one profitable pair. It's a feed. That is the best feed right now to trade. Why? I'm not saying you're not going to get a runaway trade that goes in 37 deep. What I'm saying is, if you're doing that on one pair, it's so easy to manage. Trading one pair at a time is the easiest thing in the world to manage. Now, you will feel like you'll have FOMO, you'll have fear of missing out, because if you look at the results here, $2,369 closed today, you'll feel like if you're in a trade that's been held for 10 days that you're not making any money. It's the luck of the draw. It's going to be profitable. Holding a trade for 10 days can be just as profitable as overtrading and making a lot on each day. It may equal the amount, one pair managed properly at a decent lot size for your account, whatever the hell that is. You have to figure that out. And we can talk about that in the group. Come into the group. Tell me what your account size is, what feed you're trading. We'll talk about where I think you should be. Of course, it's practice, right? But trading one pair at a time is the number one way to trade. Everything else is riskier. I don't even trade the full algorithm. I trade the 10 pip hybrid feed, which is typically 3 or 4 pairs at a time. But even then, as I look at it in this market, I'm like, you know what? I'd almost rather. You ready for me to give you an awesome manipulation? If you're a subscriber or a lifetime member to access to my feeds, one of the best things you could do is trade the one profitable pair feed and then look at, follow me here, look at, let's say you're trading AUD and ZD right now. So you're in this basket of trades, 4 trades. And you're like, okay, we've been holding this for a few days. I feel like I got more room in my account. I feel like I want another trade. What trade can I jump into? You could say, hey, send me, you could go to your copy system and say, send me a pair. Now, I'm going to have to get a little technical with you. If you're trading the one profitable paired feed, it's not going to send you any more than what it's trading. But you can see the overall algorithm here, and you could say, I would like to get into AUD USD right now. So you could create a copy account for the premium signals monitor, the full algorithm here. You could say, you could activate only AUD USD. And if AUD USD, when it was trading, going deeper, added another trade, you'd get it. You'd get it. You could also tell it to copy all current trades on AUD USD. A little dangerous if you don't know what you're doing, because guess what's going to happen? You're going to get all of these trades at the current price. That's fine. It's going to be even more profitable than the basket of trades here. But you have the ability, the flexibility to jump in and out of this stuff. I'm being generic. I'm being general with it. You come into the group and ask me how to do that. How would you jump into AUD USD? Now, you could do it manually if you wanted to, but how would you get the system to automatically do it? It's very possible. Very possible. I've also considered creating a feed where you can say, hey, send this trade or that trade or whatever the case may be. There's a lot of flexibility here. I don't think you need to get that flexible with it. Pick a feed, pick multiple feeds, and trade them. Right now, I really like the one profitable pair feed. It's stable. And the gold scalper, very stable. Speaking of that, let's go look at those. Let's go to the history real quick. So if 2,000 for the day, 4,000 for the week, puts us at 19,152 looking back a month's worth of results from the entire algorithm. No loss system. It's all net profit. Nothing but net. Swoosh. Nothing but net profit. So we'll pause here. I was talking about gold. Let's just jump over to my gold scalper account and pull it up here and we'll take a look at it. So let's look at it from this standpoint. Here's actually a trade live right now. Gold scalper sell 0.01. Lot size, 3 trades. And if you look at the history, because gold is just kind of going sideways, no closure for the day, but we're looking to close about $10 worth of profit. We're looking at closing $10 a day. So for the last 5 days of trading, $73.98 for the month, $284.62. That is scalable. You could scale that up infinitely if your account can handle it. This is a very, very solid algorithm right now. Very solid. In fact, I'm impressed with it. And I'm normally not, especially for something like gold, a metal, right? So that's a terrific feed. So my point in saying was, right now I like the one profitable pair feed, and I like gold, which the gold scalper feed. You have to be a subscriber to get those, but here they are. It's real. We're in it. I'm not looking back at the gold chart telling you when you should have. You should have entered here. You should have done this. You should have done that. You shouldn't do anything. You're going to shit all over yourself. I don't try to anticipate what the hell it's doing. This algorithm crushes. It crushes. Does it go against once in a while? It's gone against about 1.5 times in the last few months. And you just have to have the ability to hedge and protect your account. Protect your account. Someone asked the other day, since we've had some, when you get a runaway trade like Euro USD that's 20 trades deep or something like that, they said, well, isn't there something you can do on your end to mitigate it from doing that? I kind of want it to do that. I will look at some, it's possible that I could log into the algorithm and test some things where it would take fewer trades on a particular currency pair. It would spread out. Basically, here's the thing. I could set it to where it takes the same amount of trades, right, as the price pushes against, but it doesn't increase the bid as much. Here's the thing about doing that. The moment a trade goes against you and you don't have the ability within your account, the room in your account to increase the bid size a little bit, not exponentially, not double it every time, but if you stop increasing that bid size, what happens is the take profit price stays right where it is, and you move farther and farther and farther away from it. That means to get to take profit, you have to have a massive bounce back. You got to go all the way back to that take profit price because you haven't been willing to mathematically and increase your lot size in that particular trade. See, people don't want. They want to alter the system from a standpoint where when it goes too far, they've overbid. The solution really is for me not to alter the algorithm, but for you. Listen to this carefully. For you to bid properly for the balance that you have, knowing that my algorithm could go against, and you're going to need enough balance and margin level percent in your account to bid. Now, you might say at that point, if I do that, that means my account makes less profit. Well, guess what? Why don't you go to a financial advisor and you go ask them what the current average yearly return is? It's right around 4.5 to 5%. I'll fucking give you a break and say it's 5%. 5% for the year. What? And investors run to that like it's the best thing they've ever seen in their life. What? 4.9% is what I think the annual percentage yield was on gold. Gold stock investment, not even buying gold, just gold stock investment. Like, what? You think that's great? We can do 5% in a day. Certainly do 5% a month. A month? 5% a month? If you brought back, so you're trying to make too much. So you overbid, and then you blow the shit out of your account. If you can just make $10 in profit, just $10 in profit, pull that out and hold it in Bitcoin for 10 years, millions and millions of dollars potential. 5% a year in the stock market? What? Even if you're getting 20% a year, you can do that a month, a day. You certainly can do that in a few months. 4 months, can you do 20%? 20% a year in the S&P 500. You can do 20% in 4 months in the Forex market. Bidding conservatively. What are you doing, bro? People's understanding, or really misunderstanding, of finances and mathematics is it's mind-boggling to me. But Forex is the number one way to do this. Bid conservatively. Hold your profits weekly, bi-weekly, monthly. Hold those profits in Bitcoin, please. It's the highest return on investment right now. Am I the, conspiracy theorist Bitcoin guy? No, it's the highest rate of return thing right now. Or fine, pull out your profits and go buy gold. Or pull out your profits and go put it into the S&P 500. But here's what you're doing. You're taking your balance. Let's say you have $10,000. You put it in Forex, you trade it. And let's say you're only making 3% a month. Completely conservative returns. Okay, great. Pull that out and put it in some sort of long-term investment. You still, even if you're like, I don't want to trade Forex anymore, you still got your $10,000. It's not tied up. You're liquid. Whatever 3%, 5% returns you pulled out for the month that you then held in the S&P 500, if you want to be Mr. or Mrs. Conservative, great. I suggest you put it in the highest rate of return, which is about 155% a year on average right now for Bitcoin. That's incredible. Nothing comes close to it. Even if you only did 40% this year, because this is your first year in it. Even if you only did 19% this year, because this is your first year in it. It's a hell of a lot better than being in anything else. It just is. The numbers don't lie. The numbers do not lie. Anyway, that was gold. Let's pause. We looked at the overall algorithm. We can look at the 10 pip hybrid. That is a feed that I offer subscribers. We're currently in, and I've limited it to Euro USD. So we've already looked at that trade. Let me show you results wise. It has closed $720 in this particular account so far. You get these exact same trades. So you scale it up, scale it down from there, whatever you want to do. That's for the day. For the week, $3,425, and for the month, $24,911. So the 10 pip hybrid is doing really well. It's going to feel like it's a little slow because you're not trading as many currency pairs. Right now, I've told the 10 pip hybrid to only trade that Euro USD that we're in. So it's not going to add insult to injury. Euro USD's kind of went against a little bit, not a lot. And it's just going sideways. Just going sideways if you want to look at it here. This is a pretty large account, bidding a pretty large lot size. If I go look at the chart, don't let it scare you. I'm just using trades from the algorithm. You bid whatever you want. Went sideways, pushed down with this morning's CPI news. I don't know if this is the bottom. I can look back at recent pricing. It looks like this is an area of interest that it held in there. Remember, this is the day chart, so this is quite a few days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 days worth of pricing right there. It just kind of held sideways. That's where we're at right now. It's an area of interest for that particular pricing. It may be the bottom. We may get a slight bounce up. Our take profits right here. We don't have that far to go. Can easily move that far. We've got some huge wicks because of this news event today. In fact, if you want to, let me pause the screen for a second. I will open up the news and we'll take a quick look. I don't know what's going on tomorrow. Let's see here. I'm going to need a new browser window. Stand by. And then I'll share this news with you so we can see what happened today. Core CPI went off at 8:30 this morning. If I move to tomorrow at 2 a.m. British pound, and then at 8:30 a.m. Eastern time, Canadian dollar and U.S. dollar, more PPI, or I'm sorry, core PPI. I think today, if you look back, is CPI. Yeah, CPI. What is that? Price index, public price. I don't know what the hell it is. Doesn't matter. It's red folder. It's high impact. It's going to move the market quite a bit. So maybe that's enough for us to get out and profit from the Euro USD that we're holding. But I am not allowing any more currency pair. I shouldn't say I'm only allowing Euro USD in the 10 pip hybrid right now. Let's just let it close out. Right? I'm not saying we're up against any walls, but there's no sense in adding, one or two other currency pairs to the mix, which is what that group is in the 10 pip hybrid. We've been trading a couple other pairs. I'm just going to let Euro USD play out and we'll move on. So pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Let's take a look. Let me see what other account I want to share with you. There is one, remember my test account where I'm looking to potentially overbid and hedge and use that as an example. Let me see if I can pull it up here. I don't know where we're at. Yeah, let me tell you. Let me show you where we're at. So what I'm doing with this particular account is I'm trading two feeds. I told you this is what I like the best right now. I'm trading the one profitable pair feed, which you can see is trading CAD JPY right now, which is in slight profit. And I'm trading the gold scalper, which I'm doing at a 5x. So 0.05 base lot size. It's increased. It's doubled that to $1 and $1, right? So it's going to be a great trade. If you look at the history, and again, look at this. I've been trading this for about, 2 weeks? We're up $1,500. This was originally a $3,000 account. So if we go to the history, it's made, the one profitable pair feed is closed USD CHF sell trade today at $60 profit. For the week, $649 profit. And for the month, remember, this is a $3,000 account. $1,547 so far. So literally a 50% gain in this account for the month. Am I being aggressive? Yes. Is this easy to manage because all I'm trading is gold and one pair at a time? Yes. Is it risky at a 2,900% margin level? No. No. But if it goes too far, I'll hedge, protect that particular trade, because here's the deal. We know that the buy direction, we know our trade's right. We don't have to take a loss. We know that the buy on CAD JPY is correct. We know it's correct. My algorithm always chooses the right direction because it's simply math. And it's the same thing with trading gold. It always trades the right direction. It's simply math. It's simply math. If gold goes too far on me in this account, it starts really hitting my margin level percent, I will simply do an equal and an opposite buy trade to protect it from bleeding off anymore. And as it goes back in the sell direction towards the take profit, through or near my hedge that I added, I'll get the heck out of it, let it finish. It will work. Same thing with CAD JPY. If that goes crazy on me and starts to add more trades, I will eventually go, okay, I need to hedge. I'll do an equal and opposite sell trade. When I say equal, obviously sell is opposite of buy, but equal to the amount of total lots that I'm in. Right now I'm in at 0.15 lots. If I had to do a hedge, I'd do a sell at 0.15 lots. And that would protect my account from bleeding away. And I just do those little managements to kind of give my algorithm a leg up because I'm overbidding intentionally on this account. 50% for the month I've made in less than a month. 50% return on investment. People over there tripping over themselves for a 5% yearly investment return on like a gold stock. What? What are you doing? What are you doing? What you wanted was low risk. What you worry about is watching all the YouTubers go over videos that are like, well, look at what the US dollar is doing today. Let me analyze this for you. And it's mind-boggling. Like, I don't give a shit. I don't care what it's doing. Enter your trade and manage it. That's what my algorithm does for you. It enters the trade and it manages it for you automatically. Do not approach Forex trading to earn an income. Use Forex trading to take your balance. Let's say you've got a $10,000 account. Take that balance to create profits at a higher level of return that is liquid than you would get it with anything else, and then hold those profits, pull them out weekly, monthly, bi-weekly, whatever you want to do. It's called dollar cost averaging when you buy a little bit each week. So pull those profits out and buy the S&P 500. Put it into Bitcoin. One of the nice things about my system is that you can pull out your Forex profits if you use the brokers I recommend. You do whatever you want. But you can pull those profits out. They send you the withdrawal in Bitcoin, so you don't have to buy the Bitcoin. So now you're off the radar. You're not out there taking your hard-earned money and buying Bitcoin with it, paying those fees. You're just getting a withdrawal, sends it to you in Bitcoin, hold it in your Bitcoin wallet, hold it for 5+ years. You could potentially be a multi-millionaire doing that. You could. I just got a thumbs down. Tell me what tell me what I said that makes you think that that's a thumbs down concept. Oh, now it's a thumbs up. Maybe they hit the wrong button. So so the idea is to do that. Listen, don't take my advice. I'm a hack. I'm a gambler. But I'm doing pretty good. And you could do good too. Look at gold starting to pull back into profit. Gonna be pretty nice. The only thing I have not done, we will do it right now, we'll pause, is I'm going to go to my experimental algorithm and show you what it's doing. I haven't looked at it. I've just been letting it roll. This is my experimental algorithm trading GBP USD at a very kind of mathematical conservative level. I'll show you what it's doing right now. I haven't looked at it in a while. It's in quite a few trades because the market has been going apeshit. Let's go look at, so it's about $229 drawdown on a $10,000 account. No big deal. It is managing it. What I would say is it's probably technically went against whatever direction went against the buy direction here. So it's probably, you'll probably see it closing trades down. It'll close down a loss and a profit at the same time and kind of keep itself break even so it doesn't overtrade. So right now it's in $6.88 profit for the day. But if you look back for the week, $55.77. Doesn't sound like a lot. You don't need to make a lot if you're willing to take your profits and hold them in an investment. Forex is not an investment in my mind. It's not an investment. It is it's an automated money creator that you then withdraw and hold in an investment like Bitcoin or the S&P 500 or gold, right? Andrea says, it was me. Hit the wrong thumb. 2 fat fingers. No, I seen it come across because it kind of shows me thumbs up and thumbs down. And I was like, somebody just thumbed down to me. Like, what did I say that someone didn't like? So, which I say a lot of things people don't like. So no, all right, cool. So, and then if you look at the algorithm for the month, $165.94. If I took you over to my free Bitcoin profits calculator, and I'm not going to do that right now, you can get access to it in the group, and I've typed in $165 for a month of you amassing Bitcoin and holding that in your wallet for 5-7 years, it would be hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars. It would be. You can be more conservative and pull out your profits and put it in the S&P 500 if you want to. You do whatever you want. If you want the highest rate of return, you'll pull out profits on a regular basis and you'll hold it in Bitcoin. Or you won't. Or you'll pull out $100 and go spend it on dinner. You do whatever you want. I'm just saying, I think in my particular case, my best thought for myself right now, you take it for what it's worth, is that the highest rate of return is Bitcoin right now. That's the numbers, right? Conspiracy theorist, alien invasion, apocalypse, Bitcoin's going to go to zero, whatever you say. You could say the exact same things about gold, the S&P 500, and anything else. So take $3,000 to the casino like I did the other day, and I won $500 and I walked out. So I wasn't trying to leverage my entire $3,000. It was only there in case I had to. But was I also willing to lose the $3,000? Absolutely. I walked out with $500 profit. Okay, cool. Because I'm willing to risk. I'm willing to play the math. I'm willing to play the system. A lot more I could go over today. Let's stop there. I haven't been live this week. I'll be live tomorrow morning, which will be Friday, October 11th. Appreciate you guys watching. I'll stop it there. Come into the group and quit following all of this dopamine hit stuff to where, someone's Forex interest is only interested in watching someone tell you what you could have done by looking at history data. What? I don't know why that's so entertaining. I don't know why those videos get tens of thousands. You're being lied to. Once you enter the trade, once you use my algorithm, get profitable, hold your money in whatever investment you think is good, and you're just going to do great. Why not? Or you'll lose it all because you were too aggressive. But you don't need to be that way. You don't need to be that way. So that's it. I'll see you in the group and on tomorrow morning's live. A bunch of new stuff coming at you this fall. I will just continue to grow this system and evolve and make it better and better and better and give you more and more feeds that you can plug into that work in any given market condition. That's it. I'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you for joining us on the Forex Trading Daily Live Show. Get access to all of the free trades with full auto trading at fxwithterry.com. Be sure to subscribe and get notified of the daily live stream. And get ready for your next profitable Forex trade.